Whenever a story is told, there is light, for stories combat the darkness. From under the stars and gathered around campfires, to tucked in our beds gathered with friends, weavers have strung words into the tapestry of story. Father to son, grandmother to granddaughter, generation to generation, we have told stories and dispelled the night. Now, presented by me, the Forest People. Long ago, when the world was still half covered in darkness and man was beginning to emerge from the trees, people gathered, built fires, hunted, and ate in the wilderness. One group, after a great hunt and glorious feast, sat content around their fires, beating drums, dancing, spinning tales. Out of the darkness of the forest a great being arose. She had a pale face, and her mouth dripped blood. A crown of gold and jewels sat upon her head, marking her as a being of power, though her body was clothed only in the earth. "You have killed my children," she shouted, her voice a landslide against the night, "and for your crime I shall devour yours." That night, every child in the village was consumed by the great Welan. With her deep earth magic, she stole into each of the huts, grasping the children, gorging on their flesh. The wails of desperate mothers filled the night. Afterwards, when the dim light began to trickle through the canopy and clouds, the forest people began to move. They knew that they must warn the other villagers, for the wrath of the Welan was more than any should bear alone. At the next village, the forest people told their tale. The great warriors and chief listened in horror as mothers told of missing children and of the Welan's blood-coated maw. They vowed to stand against her and turned the grief of others to vengeance. That night, the Welan approached the village and declared her same strange warning. "You have killed my children, and for your crime I shall devour yours." But the chieftain, unafraid, cast his spear, signaling all the other warriors to the fight. The sound of so many spears was a wail greater than the strongest storm wind. The Welan faltered under the weight of the attack, and the forest people took the opportunity to light her ablaze. The great witch burst into flames so fierce and bright that the nearest warriors were struck blind. From the fire rose a multitude of sparks, dancing through the night air. Where each spark landed, a great beast sprung forth. On the earth, anaconda and python were born. In the trees, bat and jaguar took shape. In the water, where the sparks hissed with anger, piranha came to be. Everywhere her sparks touched, the Welan laid her curse. The forest people and their children were saved, but the story of Welan was told through the generations. Now, when hunters hunt and women gather, they sing praises to the earth, thanking the Welan for her bounty. And the forest people remember her still when they cross the beast deep within the jungle.